I used to live in this place called Claremont in Cape Town, South Africa, although I'd often spend time in Rondebosch, which is where my parents lived, or Wynberg, which is where I went to school, unfortunately. There are some other not too important places, but Claremont was pretty much home for me. It's what people would call a rich area, but most importantly is that it's probably the most decent set of clubs in Cape Town. And besides that, it's incredibly central. I lived a few blocks away from the main road, which is just where tons of clubs are, tons of people who are all better looking than me. You know the story. If you're like me, you probably go to bed every night and have a mini moment of truth where you're thinking, what could my life be, how things would be if they were different, what I could have done on that night that made things better. A lot of people say they have to go to clubs because they just want to do stuff and have no regrets and, stuff like that. And obviously just chill with people who actually do stuff besides talk, which is me. I've tried to dance, it's never worked out too well. But luckily there's always booze at a club, and I've always been clever enough to just be so poor that I can only afford exactly the right amount. Usually I try to aim for the drunk enough to not remember anything the next day amount, which is the kind of amount that gives me a decent personality, and not for the do shit that's so bad that I can't forget the next day amount. But usually I'm poor enough to not be able to enjoy either option, and I just go with the light buzz from maybe one shot or something something along those lines. So what usually happens is my friend Murray messages me saying, hey, you want to hang out at my house with some friends? And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it, man, that sounds good. And then slowly as the night progresses, as I'm making my way to his house, I start to realize I'm just going to his house for a meeting point so that we can share the price of a fucking taxi to the clubs. Yeah. Anyways, the initial part of clubbing is usually the worst because all your friends are kind of busy with their friends and you're just chilling, waiting for interesting stuff to happen besides just taking any drugs or alcohol. And this is the part where I slowly realize I enjoy chatting to friends and just chilling at home with a decent group of friends than any kind of clubbing. Of course, this also leads you to go ahead and try out some pickup lines and stuff, but honestly, I don't think that's ever worked in my life. And my cousin and I have gone through the motions quite a few times. Nothing's ever really come out of it. But yeah, I don't know what's worse. Listening to the 100th remix of We Don't Talk Anymore while seeing your ex-girlfriend and a new boyfriend who probably snorts like fucking protein powder. Or realizing you just paid all your money to the bartender to help you just pass the night instead of enjoying yourself. And no offense to the people who do enjoy themselves while clubbing. Power to you, bros, but it just isn't my thing. All this can probably be summed up as just like a cut the bitching out, man, but hey, this wouldn't be a decent video if I didn't at least admit I enjoyed some parts about clubbing. The aftermath is always pretty good. Like, when your friend's just trying to vomit on the side of the road and you're just like, hey, can we go get some McDonald's or something along those lines. Luckily in Claremont there was always a McDonald's close by, so if you needed any, they would just hit you up. If you hate McDonald's, then I feel bad for you. I know there's gonna be a few people who message me and be like, well, this is why you don't like to go clubbing. It isn't bad for everyone. Get out of your mom's basement, you fucking neckbeard. Yeah, I know that. That's why I'm making this video. But anyways, there was this club called Boogie's, and besides being a giant shithole, it was pretty good. My friends and I would always just jump on a couch and kind of just get drunk, and when we felt like it, we'd go dance. That kind of thing worked for me, as it was way more social than anything else. The one issue, though, is the section between the dance floor and the couches. I don't know what the fuck's up with Boogies, but it seems like you just throw your bottle on the floor so it breaks whenever you're done with it. And if you try and walk on the floor, your feet kind of get stuck because it's as if someone just poured a whole bunch of glue all over the floor and then took a truck full of Legos and poured the Legos on the floor. It's just broken glass and dried alcohol. It's just fucking peachy. And as I said, this is the decent club in Cape Town. So there you have it, folks. That is why I don't like clubbing. But at least occasionally they played the Snoop Dogg version of Riders on the Storm during the Nostalgia Thursday night or something, which is pretty cool, so yeah. Yeah, the one from Need for Speed Underground 2, you guys know which one I'm talking about. Anyways, guys, if you have any cool clubbing stories or anything like that, put them in the comments because I'm really, really curious about it. I love listening to stories about this stuff, and I just love having comments from all of you. You guys are awesome. Hope you have a fantastic day. don't take this video as me just overly bitching about stuff, because I'm really not trying to. I just mess around. Anyways, bye bye everyone. Hope you have a good day. See ya.